Hey Danny, fellow Chateau Boy and fellow Baldy. Sam here. I saw your video last night talking about men and men not speaking up and reasons why they don't. And you spoke about the culture of masculinity and men thinking and being strong by not speaking out. And I thought I'd give you some feedback. Yeah. When I think back to my sexual assault in my teens, I don't think that masculinity was the reason why I didn't speak up, though it may well have been for others. I knew my abuser. He knew my brothers. He knew my friends. He was more or less a surrogate father figure to me. And I think when it happened, I literally just walked away. I walked away from the place where it happened. I walked away from him. I never saw him again. I never spoke about it to anyone. And I think the reasons why I never spoke about this to anyone, that may sound silly to some, but I think many of you will recognize these reasons. I thought I was protecting him. I cared for him enormously. I thought that what had happened had been out of character, and it was not him. That he would lose his job, his reputation, and all the sort of flow-on effects amongst, family and friends and the community. Little did I know at the time that this wasn't out of character, that he had sexually abused other boys and damaged other people's lives. And at the time, I was young and with no mother, no father, without any supportive family structure like aunts and uncles. I think I'd also resolved that there was nothing in the world that was going to break me, that if I wanted to be in the world, I couldn't allow myself to be bullied. I couldn't, if I had to deal without being in a home, being homeless, whatever, that the world wasn't going to break me, and that this was just one more thing I would have to deal with by myself. That part makes sense to me. So I chose to be that Sam, that person who would deal with things. When I look back at the notion that I was trying to protect him, protected, because I loved him very much. I think others of you out there who are listening to this can understand that that's part of what people refer to as grooming. Grooming is a word I've had to learn a lot about in the last couple of years. I'm not saying I understand the word or the process fully, but many of you out there will understand that word at least as well as I do, and many of you will understand it more. And you understand how that is about turning the mind of the victim inside out to where they see, the victim sees life and perspective and morality and what is right and what is wrong from the view of the abuser. So that you would do, in effect, what I did, which is to protect them. So that part of it I've had to, it's taken a long time to come to terms with. To see myself as someone who could be manipulated, to understand that what I believed to be a loving relationship, a caring relationship, was in fact a pretext for something else to happen. And that in itself can cause you to doubt your own mind, your own reality, your own process, your own sense of, can I trust myself to see what I see and know it is what I believe it is to be? Because clearly the betrayal that took place was as deep a betrayal as can possibly be. And that's taken a long time to come to terms with. That's someone I knew for so long, since I was about 8, 9. could be that false, that much of a lie, that duplicitous, that every interaction I thought we had, be it going to cinemas, laughter, all the many things we did that, were actually a basis and a prelude to what happened. So that's part of my reasons for not speaking out, for trying to move on. And did I think I was being strong by being silent? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yeah, of course I did. But now I've come to realize that though I may have been silent, my mouth not uttering what was going on, in my head, the nightmares, my heart, the anger, just this overwhelming anger and fury that just built up and up and up and up within me. Clearly I was not being silent. Clearly the only person who was benefiting from my silence was this other person. My silence was destroying me. So I would say to all of those people who think they're being silent by not speaking up, the only person you are helping by being silent is the person who abused you or took advantage of you. The person you are hurting by being silent is yourself. Yourself, your family, your loved ones, those who care about you. Your silence is having an effect upon you and all of them. So my advice, not that I want for giving advice, is to speak out and stop injuring yourself, because you're not being strong. You're actually self-harming by being silent. And as you can see by this rapidly growing community on Chatterboys, is that there are many, many others who are speaking out. So your voice isn't, you're not standing alone in a desert. You're standing in a forest with many other trees who've all blown in the same directions. They've all experienced the same quiet winds, the same strong winds, the same winds that buffet us, the same storms that threaten to uproot us. And we're standing together strong. And it's a beautiful strength, it really is. There is strength in vulnerability and there's strength in speaking out. Be well. Oh yeah, and thanks Danny. Thanks for helping me to speak out.